Examples of recursion. Here's a few examples that we'll review. The first one is range sum, which is going to add the numbers from low to high inclusively, which is a little bit different than the range in Python, which excludes high. So here, what we're going to do is look at this code. So if we're adding the numbers, say, from 10 to 15, our recursive case suggests that that equals 10 plus the sum of the numbers from 11 to 15. That's what this says. And to understand a recursive function, you always go to the recursive case first. To write a recursive function, you generally should think of your recursive case first. Think recursively. In any case, what you want to do when you think recursively is make sure your recursive case breaks the number down, or the problem down, into a smaller problem, which this certainly does, because as you repeatedly recurse, low is approaching high. So 10 plus the range sum of 11 to 15, and that's going to be 11 plus the range sum of 12 to 15. When finally low crosses high, we're done and we can return 0. And if we go ahead and run this, we'll see that the range sum from 10 to 15 is in fact 75, which is 10 plus 11 plus 12, 13, 14, 15. If you'd rather do, say, that, you can see this just 10 plus 11 plus 12. Cool. List sum. So if I have a list, obviously one way I can find the sum of the list is just to do sum of L using the built-in function, but that's boring. So here what we determine is the sum of this list of numbers equals the first number plus the sum of the rest of the list. It's the same idea applied to a list. Great. Power. So here we determine that 2 to the 5th equals 2 times 2 to the 4th. Pretty straightforward. Now one key here is when you get down to 0, what is 2 to the 0th? It's 1. You better put 1 in there. If you put a 0 in there, you're going to be multiplying everything times 0, and everything will turn out as 0. Finally, interleave. If we have two lists and we want to interleave them, that is, if one list is like 1, 2, 3, and the other is 4, 5, 6, we want to do 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. So we're alternating or interleaving. It says if you have two lists, the way to interleave them is to interleave the first value from each list, that's the 1 and the 4, and then to recursively handle the rest of each list, to the rest of this list and the rest of that list. When you get out of values, just return empty list. Here we're just going to assume the lists are the same length. So those are the 4 examples we have here for basic examples.